Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Price analysis on some altcoins today. We'll take a look at Bitcoin first to see what's gone on over the course of the last few days. I've not done a video in a few days, so we'll take a look at that. And then we'll have a look at some altcoins requested by you guys and a couple of assets that I'm keeping an eye on a daily basis. But this is a Bitcoin chart. People are saying a double bottom. It's very, very close, isn't it? But looking at this, we've been down 15,600. 15,800, and so far we've had a little bit of a bounce. If you look at the entire move from the bottom there to the current highs, we've done a 7% bounce, which it's not mammoth, but it's a decent rise that hopefully we can continue to maintain and get back above 17,600. I think reclaiming that level would then class this as a potential deviation on that weekly time frame, but that is a level I really want to get back up towards. I mentioned it in previous videos, I said, look, if we get a weekly closure below this line at 17,600, it's not going to look good and we may continue that downward spiral. And I've mentioned this level down here, 10k. We've got a shelf, which we would call here. If you move that level up there, in the past you can see here it was a major level of resistance at around 12k, 11k, same here. And that is pretty much a range-bound area. You're looking for two things now. You've got this area here to trade, up and down, potential bottom being here, and then the top being here. That could be the new range where we do get some sideways action. But this could also signify a potential deviation away from this level here. 17,600 is a decent level for me, and if we can regain that, in the past we have made some good highs from that level there, and you can see if we did reclaim that level, then I would be looking to target 20k and then potentially up to 22k, but still very indecisive. I think there's more of a chance of us coming into this area. If we do come into this, well, we are in this area now, if we come down to a bottom at 11,700, what we're going to do then is form a range, and this would be the range here. If you look at that level there, this is an area where we would potentially use for several months. 14k being that EQ, that equilibrium, and then we would be trading between those two areas here and here. And who knows? Depends how long the bear market goes on. But if you are looking for downward pressure and buys, 11,700 would be that level to buy, and then sells will be at 14k and back up to 17k. But that's just some thoughts on Bitcoin. Like I say, we're going to take a look at some altcoins today, and someone's mentioned NIA, so we'll look at NIA with USDT, and I think the BTC pair needs looking at too. Currently at $2, and straight away, let's just delete everything on that chart. Remove free drawing. So yeah, you can see we've come down into major level of support here. If you look at all these weekly candles, that does kind of signify a bottom. We had a double bottom there and it pushed up, a double bottom there and it pushed up. And who knows, see what we're forming here at a minute, but for me that looks like a clear buy in current situation. So if you look at that level there, you can see we've not had any weekly candle closures below that level. Just pull it down a little bit more. So you can see a double bottom there, and we went on to create new all-time highs. It's not a double bottom yet, but as you can see, where those two candles closed, we had a wick down to it and it's bounced. We've actually been below it, but sometimes I would disregard wicks because that just comes into volatility. You're looking for the closures, especially on the higher time frames, and that for me looks like a decent level. If you want to penetrate some of those wicks, then I would potentially look at buys at $1.80 and potential buys down at $1.55. Place some bids down there if the price on Bitcoin does reject, because if Bitcoin obviously does come down into that range and we use 11,700 as that bottom range of that central trading area, then you are going to see some altcoins drop lower. Beyond that, there's not much in terms of price action below this region. Potentially it's on other charts. I'm not sure when it listed on Binance, but looking at these levels here back to October 2020, you're talking 2 years worth of data there, so substantial amount of data. And yeah, 155 is probably the lowest I'd go, but just beware if we did come down and test the lows of these at 87 cents. It is an area which is a level of support. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but just be wary of that. If you are looking for some sells, and let's have a look on my daily time frame. Let's have a look here and have a zoom in. Obviously this is a decent level here. We'll put a bit of a box method on that. So if you're catching all these wicks here with this box and you're going all the way through, you can see it was a decent area. So there's a major level of support here. There's a major level of resistance. All these wicks rejecting. We had a bit of deviation when we dropped down. So I think if you're looking to sell, $3 is a decent region for you to sell there, and then beyond that, then you're going to start penetrating these $5 regions, these $6 regions, and then from there we'll do some more analysis. But I think that level there, $6, around $6, look at that area there, ties in nicely with that wick. So if you put that on there, not accurate, well, very close to accurate, isn't it? Look at that wick and a rejection there, so that's a major level of resistance up there. I'm not going to say it's going to get there overnight, but if you're looking to buy down here, I would consider using that as a decent TP level up there. And in terms of a price range from current prices, if you're buying at this level and you're selling up there, that's it's a decent amount of money there, 223%. But yeah, that's near. And quick look at a BTC pair. I didn't think too many people traded in Satoshis these days. It's a bit of a thing of the past, but if you're a bit of an OG, and it could be a decent way to accumulate some Bitcoin or near using the pair. And again, this is a nice level of support here. If you just put the wick on, the horizontal array, should I say. A few levels of resistance there. We've got a few closures above, but look at all these wicks here. Resistance, support, support, support. That is a decent level there, and that is around 300 and 11895. So the last few digits is 11895. That's an area where the price needs to maintain. If Bitcoin goes on a rally, remember, and tries to pull back some market dominance, you are going to see it lose this level. And I don't want to sound too bearish, but look at the lows here, and that's down at around 5492 in Satoshi. So just beware of it if Bitcoin is going to rally, because remember, usually on bull cycles, Bitcoin is the most dominant. If we look at a Bitcoin chart here, it's still very, very low, down at 40%. On previous bull cycles, if you look, I think that was when we started above on January 2021, we're up at 73%. And that rose all the way from here. So just be wary that Satoshis can get absolutely decimated, but it is a good time for you to potentially load up in some altcoins. Where's my chart just gone, man? Near Bitcoin. So yeah, just beware if the price on Bitcoin does drop. So if the price on Bitcoin does go up, you are going to get cheaper near in Satoshi. So look down at that 5426 region, around that bottom there. I mean, if you're looking for sales and Bitcoin starts to fail and altcoins start to push up, whether there's any bullish news for near to come out, then you're looking around this wick here. I mean, look at that area of support at 22167. Some peaks at that move, so it's a decent level where I would consider selling. There's a peak there as well, so some areas which I would consider. Looking at RSI, it is in towards that oversold territory, so it could be a good time for that to push up. But if Bitcoin goes on a rally, that's still going to come down, or at least stay stagnant. Depending on what happens, really. If Bitcoin pushes up and all the altcoins follow it, it's just going to stay the same, and it's going to keep bouncing off this level of support here. So that's near covered. I'll just take a look at not looked at Polkadot for a while, have we? And that is in a massive downtrend. CEO is stepped down, well, Gavin Wood stepped down as CEO. I heard something the other day about this is now actually not classed as a security. It's actually classed as a software, which is crazy to think, really, but it's a layer 0 product. And for me, it just didn't. I mean, you look at that chart and you say, Andy, it did really well, but for me, I think this underperformed, to be honest. I mean, considering the ecosystem that they've got, all the Polkadot power chains, a lot of them have just been absolutely annihilated, and it's a shame, really, because, like I say, the fundamentals and everything to do with Gavin Wood and Polkadot is solid. It's one of the strongest in my opinion. But what kind of pushed it to a side is Alameda with Solana, Avalanche, FTX pumping all these layer 1s, and I don't think that Polkadot got the attention that it needed. So the asset is still there, it's still developing, and for me it's one of the strongest in the ecosystem. Gavin Wood, Web3, he is that spokesperson for it. There's got a lot going on, and for me it's an asset to buy. In terms of technical analysis, this is a level down here at 453. That is where I would consider buying. I mean, personally, I would be buying now if I wanted to top up. I've got enough Polkadot now, and I'm staking them, and I'll be holding them for a long time. But if you're looking to buy, 453 is a level. Any bullish price action We need to get above this lower time frame downtrend. I know we're in a massive downtrend overall, but we had a bounce up and then we formed a downtrend where we've started it here, rejected off it here. We got very close here, but this is an area we need to get back above. So anything above $7-8, flip this to support, then hopefully we can go on and target around $10 and use that to take some profit if I were you. But just some thoughts on Polkadot there. Solid asset, same as NIA, and obviously Bitcoin is the king. We've covered that. So that's it for today. Let's hope to God no more shit happens. We've had such a horrific year for crypto. I mean, we've had Celsius, FTX, Alameda, 3 Hours Capital, Voyager's probably bust now that FTX bought out. There's just been so much shit that we've been faced. More shit than I've seen in any other bear market. And I'm very, very surprised that Bitcoin's not dropped lower. Somebody is buying it. There's a lot more institutions that are involved in this now. There's a lot more people wise to it. There's a lot more people who are battle hardened from previous bear markets who are continuing to buy the lows. Whether the lows become lower, it is what it is. For me personally, at some point you have to bite the bullet and say, look, I'm prepared to buy now. I'm prepared to buy assets that are 98% down, which are still fundamentally strong. So that's my thoughts. Let's hope to God we do get a little bit of a rise soon, because it's been one hell of a shitstorm this year. But that's it. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you are subscribed, hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.